What's up, guys? So, some of you already know that we are based out of California, and a lot of you are probably thinking, how cold could it get here in the Bay Area during winter time? I mean, it doesn't get very cold compared to, say, the Northeast. I grew up in Boston, so I know what real cold is. Um, but it does get down to the low 30s and upper 20s here, which I think it's pretty damn cold. So here are the 5 things that Vanessa and I do during the winter time to stay warm in our car. Number one, sleeping bags. Vanessa and I have the same sleeping bags, but we only use one. The second one we store underneath the platform. Of course, you can unzip it and it unfolds to a large blanket, and it's big enough to cover both of us. Um, she got it for about $180 each, US dollars. Well, she bought it over in MEC, a outdoor store over in Canada, which is equivalent to like a REI here. The only reason she got it in over in Canada is because, one, she's Canadian, so when she went back, I guess the American dollar was really good, and it was actually a lot cheaper to buy equipment over there than over here. And it's really light, it's really warm. When we don't use it during the summertime, we can put it in a stuff sack, and it stuffs into like a size of a football, and we can store it underneath the platform. Of course, you don't have to, spend that much money on a really warm sleeping bag. I think our sleeping bag is rated for -7 Celsius, which is about 20 Fahrenheit here in America. Um, and that's good enough for winter here in the Bay Area. I mean, we do a lot of winter camping and kept us really warm. And I mean, you can get really cheap ones on Amazon or Walmart for about, I don't know, $80 for synthetic ones. And it will just be as warm if you don't want to spend, over $100 on a sleeping bag. Number two, wear really warm clothing. I mean, it doesn't have to be really nice, expensive clothing, pajamas. For me, my upper body stays pretty warm inside the sleeping bag. It's just my lower body that gets cold in the middle of the night. So I just wear a pair of cheap sweatpants to sleep, and that keeps me pretty warm throughout the night. And Vanessa, she was born and raised in Canada, so this type of California winter is nothing to her. So she just wear a t-shirt and boxers to sleep. Number three, curtains and the car heater. Before we go to bed, I like to keep the car running for a few minutes and blast up the heat until the cabin gets nice and toasty. Then we'll just crawl into the back and get in our sleeping bags. Curtains are important. I guess these are pretty much the only type of insulation that we have in this car, but it keeps the heat inside where we sleep really well. And we just got these from Lowe's on sale for about $20, and it does the job. Number four, Cuddle Buddy. I don't personally like to cuddle, but it definitely helps sleeping next to someone for body heat, especially with this car is so small anyway. Having two people sleeping in there definitely heats up the cabin really nice. The only downside is condensation. You get a lot more condensation compared to, say, only one person sleeping in there. But hey, you gotta survive in the cold somehow. Number five, an indoor garage. When it's really cold out during nighttime, we actually found like a 2-level indoor garage that is close to where I work. The garage is right behind a 24/7 supermarket, and also right next to a Hilton. So it's free. If we park there overnight, no one would ever know that someone is sleeping in there. Parking underneath the garage versus outside with nothing, covering, the temperature, it makes a huge difference. And also the next day, the condensation is not as bad because it's a bit warmer. For those of you who travels, non-stop to city to city, if you get to a really cold winter, or you feel like you can't sleep in your car and you don't want to rent a motel or rent a Airbnb, just find a, if it's possible, find a free indoor garage. And even if it's not, pay, $15-20 overnight. It's really not that bad. These are the 5 things that how we stay warm during the winter time here in Northern California. If we were to be in the Northeast, we'll probably do something a lot different, or maybe not. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.